everyone. Hello. Hi, my name is Melissa Valentine, and welcome wherever you guys are joining me from. Today, I wanted to present to you this little mini master class about harmonizing your hormones. I want to really talk about to anyone who might be struggling with releasing weight or any kind of hormonal um, imbalances. In my highlights, I kind of talked about some of the symptoms that might prove that you might be struggling with this. And this can be a reason why it may feel harder for you to release weight. You might be working out, you might be eating clean, and you still are not getting the results that you are looking for. You might find that you are bloating, maybe you feel fatigued, maybe you are suffering from insomnia. These are all horrible things. You might have, you know, extra weight fluctuations and it really feels like it's for no reason. You might feel like there is so much conflicting information out there, and I'm going to tell you why, and I want to help bring that clarity to you because this isn't just about releasing weight. This is about really being able to have that trust with ourselves, really feeling that we are in alignment with our hormones. The thing is, females, us women, we are different every single week. Every single week of the month, we are a different person, and it's time to release the shame, the blame, the guilt. It's time to release that and really accept and acknowledge and understand and even admire the changes that are going on within us. And once we can really admire and accept and dance with those natural rhythms, we will find that releasing weight and having more energy and feeling more vitality, more excitement, feeling more connected becomes instinctual. We have this feminine intuition, and what tends to happen, what is happening in our society is we are moving women away from that natural intuition and we are driving them into this shoulds, right? This is how you should work out, this is how you should eat. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to feel so much resistance if you're someone who's tried to do the same thing week in and week out and you are getting results that don't really add up. Sometimes you're doing well, sometimes you're really struggling. I want you to take a deep breath and just exhale because there's answers. And I want to share them with you today in this mini masterclass. I want to give you more clarity so that you can just begin to love yourself, release the resistance and release that pressure of trying to be thin, right? Trying to get yourself in this little box. When you are unique, you are different, and you are perfection the way you are. We want your rituals, your diet, your exercise, the way you think, the way you live your life needs to align with you. It needs to harmonize with you. Your hormones need to harmonize with you so that you can step into your intuition, into that alignment, and feel more empowered, right? So we're going to release what is no longer serving you. And we're going to step into all of the things that are going to help you take your journey to the next level. Your health, your weight, your skin, how you feel, the way you sleep, your energy, your emotions, what you're attracting into you, your nurturing, loving yourself from the inside out because it's an inside job, but also understanding that there are physical things that you can change, that the world around you is telling you the opposite, right? So many people are trying to go this, and these are the things I'm going to do, but it's not going to work for you. One, you're an individual. Two, you're feminine, so you're different every single week. This is what we need to dive into so that moving forward, you have a life of harmony. And this is harmony with your body, with your mind, with your energy, with your emotions, with what you're attracting. There's harmony. And when it comes to harmony, that means everything is in harmony, right? It's not you ignore one thing, right? Everything's in harmony. So one of the big problems when it comes to, so first of all, I want to go over, there's going to be four little mini master classes that I'm going to get into, and each of them are going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. So we're going to go into this first one is more of the physical part of it, the feminine fit codes, which is really about the diet and exercise and what you could be possibly doing that is harming your health and actually going to be making it harder for you to release weight. The reason why we gain weight as we get older is not because of age, right? It's a hormonal issue and it's a muscle issue. And I'm going to tell you some very easy things that you can switch that you might be doing wrong right now that's going to make your life so much easier, right? We just have to surrender to the fact that we are not little men, right? We have to surrender that our hormones actually make us different and we can release that shame, that guilt, that blame that we have for being different every single week. Our next one is going to be really focused on hormones. So here we're going to focus on the diet and exercise. So if you're someone who wants to release weight and stay healthy, because again, a lot of the problems arise because women are trying to release weight in an unhealthy way that is damaging their hormones long term and they don't even realize it, and society is telling them the wrong information. I promise you, almost everyone is telling you the wrong information. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about harmonizing the hormones. So we're going to really dive into the things that actually affect your hormones that aren't just diet and exercise. Then we're going to talk about self-sabotage specifically. So we're going to talk about why you have this goal, yet you are unable to get that result, right? There's a couple different reasons, and I'm going to make it so crystal clear that you finally have the clarity of, okay, I know exactly what to do. I'm no longer going to take one step forward and two steps back, because you're going to understand what that mechanism is, and you'll be able to change it. And you'll have an opportunity to work with me one-on-one if you want to get this done, if you want to accelerate, if you want to have your whole game plan so that you can reach all your results, harmonize, release weight if that's one of your goals. Maybe it's not one of your goals. Maybe you just want to lose weight. Let me know below if you're watching this and you're excited and if you have any questions. And then the last one of the mindset or of the mastermind that we're going to talk a little bit more about the mindset. We're going to talk a little bit more about intuition. It's really hard to tap into that intuition when you aren't living in harmony. That is where the conflict is going to come from. And when we talk about mindset, we're not talking about affirmations. We're talking about actually rewiring some of those beliefs that might be holding you back. So I took some notes because there are some things I wanted to talk about specifically today. Like I said, this is going to be a 15-minute mastermind, and so I want to just kind of give you guys some stuff. So I know a lot of people very specifically are working out hard. They're doing all the things. I promise you, they're doing so many of the things. They're eating clean, but they're not getting the results they want. And unfortunately, they're doing a lot of the things that might work some of the time, but not work other times. And they're specifically doing actions that are giving them the opposite results. And again, the reason is not because of them, it's because of our hormones. And they're actually doing things that are setting them back, right? So first we want to talk about, what does it look like to release weight? Well, I mean, the main thing is you do want to be in somewhat of a calorie deficit. Now, like I said, at the end of this, I'm going to give you the opportunity to download my book and send me this information, because we can actually work on your plan together for free. If that is something you're interested in, if you need some more clarity, if you want some help, I will offer that to you and we can work on that together. All you want to do is download the book, because more information is in there for you. But when it comes to releasing weight, there's a couple main factors, and we want to obviously take into consideration the hormones, because if you're wanting to lose weight and you're not taking into consideration the hormones, one, it is going to make it more challenging. Two, you are going to harm your chances to keep the weight off long term, and you're actually physically harming your health. Things like cancer, heart disease, hormonal imbalances in and of themselves can cause so many negative effects, like weight gain, insomnia, hair loss, right? Fatigue. Like, there's so many things that just having hormonal imbalance are going to cause you and really affect the quality of your life. Don't you want to go through life being as lean as you want, right? Not struggling with your body, being able to eat, not having to resist and feel restricted, right? Getting plenty of sleep, being in a good mood, right? Having energy, knowing exactly when to allow yourself to be more magnetizing and energetic and get out there and socialize, and when it makes sense to pull back and work on some soul stuff and nurture and be a hermit, right? And do that inner work so that you can come back out into the world your best self. This is what your body wants. And a lot of times when we go into a mode where we want to get fit now, even if you don't want to release weight, but this is normally what happens when you get into alignment with your hormones. Even if you don't want to release weight and you just want to be healthy, the way you eat and the way you exercise is going to affect your hormones. It's going to affect your health. It's going to affect, there's plenty of people out there working out and eating healthy that get heart disease, that get cancer, that get all of these things. The way you're working out and eating could very well be the reason that you are having declined health. Okay, so not only do you want to release weight in an easy, breezy, aligned, harmonious way, you just want to make sure that if you are dieting or whatever you're eating and the way you're exercising is helping improve your health, helping you heal versus getting you further away, because it happens. It happened to me. I lost my hair, right? I had hormonal imbalances. I couldn't sleep. I had fatigue. I had all of these issues. So it can, and I have been a personal trainer for 22 years and I don't want that for you. There's a better way. There's an easier way. So let's just go over a couple basic things that you, first of all, if you do want to release weight, you want to do. Now, if you don't want to release weight, these are still going to be important for you. So some simple things like, yes, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Do you need to be in a drastic calorie deficit? You do not, right? 10, 20%, right? Start off with 10, bump it up to 20. Now, here's the thing. If you are in a 20% calorie deficit, like whatever you were eating before, you're eating 20%. If you're still not losing weight, you're probably overeating before. Not always, but it's very likely. Another important thing is when it comes to protein. So if you're doing your calorie deficit, there's a couple different ways to do it. A really, really quick way to do it is you could just take your ideal weight and times it by 12. Now, when I'm working with someone one-on-one, we will go a little bit more in depth and we'll do like their specific, like what are they eating, what is their deficit. We'll go into that just because I like to be more specific. But if I'm just doing this as more of a general masterclass, you can always do 12 times your ideal weight. And again, making sure that it is a healthy weight. It doesn't even have to be your ideal goal weight. It could just be your next goal. When it comes to protein, you want to times your ideal weight by 0.6, 0.06, or 1. So again, depending on how big you are, if you're a little bit bigger, you can probably have a little less protein because your weight is going to be a little bit bigger, or if you're doing your ideal weight. So somewhere in between there. Again, this is going to be general. If we are working together, I can help you come up with a better number for you, which again, I'm offering. So if you do have any interest in working with me, again, this is just going to be free. Go ahead and message me. You can download my book for a little extra help and we can come up with your game plan. Those are two important things. Tomorrow we're going to talk about how healthy fats are going to be so important when it comes to harmonizing your hormones, balancing your hormones. If you're not getting the right fats, if you're not getting enough fats, you could be destroying your hormones, which is going to affect almost all of the other pathways in your body. So number two, if we just want to talk about physical movement, we're going to make it real easy. Tomorrow, we're going to talk more about very, very specific things that are going to help you look younger, help you build more muscle, help you lose more fat without doing more. And most likely for most of you, it would be even doing less. And I'm not just saying that because I want it to sound good. I'm being genuinely honest with you, with someone who has 22 years of experience, someone who is 41 years old, right? Who I am leaner than I was when I was in high school. I have more muscle, but I'm leaner. I have less fat, right? And I work out way less than I did when I was back in my 20s. So even 20 years ago, I'm working out way less, right? I've made the mistakes. You don't need to. You can get this right now and have it get easier and easier and easier for you. So if we're going general with releasing weight, I want to make sure you're getting in a certain amount of steps. So let's say about 8,000 steps. So make sure you're getting steps in. 8,000 is a good number to have as a goal. And I want you to start thinking about resistance training if you're not thinking about resistance training, right? When I talk about working out, I don't even talk about working out because it burns calories. Your brain is going to burn more calories than your body ever will. 70% of your calories are going to be burned by the brain. So the reason why I want you moving your body and lifting weights is because it is going to increase your energy. It's going to clear out low level energy. It's going to clear out toxic stress if you're doing it in alignment, which I'm guaranteeing you most of you are not. It is going to increase the positive stress. So stress can actually have a positive effect on your body, again, if you are doing it in alignment with your hormones. It's going to increase your health. It's going to increase your vitality. It's going to increase your longevity. Working out is going to help you increase your focus, your productivity. So it's going to help with work. It's going to help with your cognition, right? It's going to help actually with your hunger. So it helps balance out your hunger again when it's done in alignment. It's going to increase your muscle, increase your metabolism, and it's going to help you. Again, I'm going to keep saying this, when it's done in alignment, it's going to help you with anti-aging. It's going to help you reduce wrinkles. It's going to help you with skin clarity, laxity. It's one of my youth secrets. It's going to help elevate your mood, and it's going to help increase your sleep. You're going to get better sleep. So many reasons to do it. But again, you want to do it in alignment. But let's get the basics down first, right? So tomorrow, so I want you to write that down. I want you to, first of all, write down what your calorie deficit would look like. I want you to write down how much protein you want as your goal. You're going to write down write just like a paragraph of how you plan on getting these extra steps. What does that look like? Where are you going to fit in your resistance training, right? What are you going to do it at home? Are you going to go to the gym? Write those things down and send them to me, and then we can work it so that we can make it perfect for you. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about your hormones, because again, if you just do this and you do the exact same thing week in and week out, I can promise you, you are going to negatively affect your hormones. You're going to make it harder for you to keep the weight off as you get older. You're going to feel like you have to restrict more and more. You're going to have to eat less. You're going to have worse sleep. You're going to have all of these negative effects. Plus, you're probably going to age yourself, right? A lot of people who are in the gym a lot tend to age themselves in their face. I'm going to explain why tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more. The next masterclass is we're going to talk about harmonizing your hormones a little bit more specifically. We're going to talk about when you work out and why you might be working out and actually it's causing you to gain weight, just based on when you're doing it, right? We're going to talk about why everyone is getting this wrong. Even people who talk about the female cycle, who are talking about the hormones, and they're saying this is when you should do this, they're wrong. They're wrong. They're making a mistake. They are guiding you in the wrong direction. I'm going to explain it tomorrow. So that is going to be huge. This is going to be new information. This is something that is really going to change the way you look at your diet, your exercise, and not just diet and exercise. We're talking about the stress. We're talking about detox. We're talking about emotional and stress management, right? And regulation. And then I'm going to talk about one really cool thing that is going to pretty much change everything for you and the way you feel and the way you look, and really help you harness that ageless beauty. So again, like I said, if you haven't downloaded my book, message me. I'll give you the link to download my book. We go in a little bit deeper. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the hormones, specifically how to harmonize them, and some of the major keys like your liver, like emotional and your nervous system, regulation. We're going to talk about the healthy fats and all of the things that are necessary to harmonize your hormones on this journey of overall health, well-being. And again, if you want to release weight, we're going to talk about aligning that with the female cycle. So if you want to work with me for free on this stuff, all I want you to do is go ahead and message me and we can do some Voxer support. Just DM me and then you can ask questions and we can create a plan for you to move you forward. This is going to be a little bit of time, but this investment of your time is going to change your whole entire life. It's going to change the way you feel. It's going to change your health. So your hormones as a woman are going to affect your weight loss. Your hormones are going to affect your heart health. They're going to affect your risk of getting major diseases like cancer. It's going to affect your vitality, your sleep. It's going to pretty much affect everything in your life. And the main thing here is that we are different every single week. And so if your life, if your approach, if your rituals aren't ebb and flowing, if you're not dancing with this natural rhythm, if you are not attuned to your body, right? If you're not living this intuitive life that is specifically linked up with your hormones, I promise you are causing more stress and damage to your body, your overall well-being. And there's all this magic, there's all this magnetism, there's all this energy, there's all this this feminine intuition and just all of this amazing stuff that we are ignoring to lose weight, to eat this very specific way. There's not one way. It's very unique to you. And so for you to feel your absolutely best, to feel confident and feel so good in your body and really trust your body and love your body. I mean, have a love affair with your body, right? Just fully embrace all that is feminine. And all that is feminine is harmonious hormones, right? So again, reach out to me if you want that one-on-one help. I told you what you can do to get started. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the hormones. I think I'll jump in here at 12:30 again. Again, my name is Melissa Valentine. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day, and I will see you in the next masterclass. Love you guys.